It's set to public, I'm just going to start talking because it's quite late in California. It might be daylight for some people because I am 3 hours or 2 hours behind a lot of people that might catch it. But anyway, so I just happened to look at somebody's video and talking about Nicki Minaj and how her fans turned on her. And this is a speech that Nicki Minaj made prior to her going on Turning Point. Okay? So Nicki Minaj stood and made a speech. I don't know if it was at the White House or where was it, but Nicki Minaj made some kind of speech. And she was addressing the Barbs. And she said, Barbs, I love you. I love how much you support me and all of this stuff. But she said she felt like she is doing what is right and she felt like she has to stand up for justice. Whether she is full of it, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not judging her because she might have taken a check to do whatever, because she is taking checks to climb up the ladder in Hollywood when it came to her being a rapper. She took a check for that too. She did a lot of things for that too. So I'm not interested in being self-righteous when it comes to this, because honestly, I'm not on the left or the right. But it's clear that most of her barbs are on the left. So a young black woman made a TikTok talking about what's going on, why is everybody removing Nicki Minaj, and why is everybody, it's like the Barbs are just like completely done and canceling Nicki Minaj over that speech that she made. And one thing about Nicki Minaj, as much as she is about her money and an agenda and her own agenda, I really feel like there's a lot of authenticity to Nicki Minaj too. And I'm getting to why I feel like now I see why she brought up black women at Turning Point, because I was confused. Now, see, the thing is, most black women that I have come across have had a hard time with other black women. So that's not a problem right there. But I was confused at how black women suddenly came up at Turning Point, because this was about her standing up for the injustice of Christians being slaughtered in Nigeria. That's how this all got started, because she was wanting to stand up for the injustice of Christians. Okay, so I was so thrown off about why she brought up black women and black women putting down white women. Like, that was so, I found that to be very weird. Even if she has had a lot of problems and have been attacked by a lot of black women, a lot of black women share those same sentiments. Okay, so outside of Turning Point, you just having a regular conversation. If she brought up her problems with black women, most black women would completely relate to her conversation. But I was confused at the way she brought up black women at Turning Point, because it was completely just, she just completely went left. It came out of nowhere. Like, what black women do, what group of black women do you see just tearing down white women? It was like, it made no sense. Now I get it. Nicki Minaj made this speech. I believe it was at the White House. She was standing up at a podium, and she sounded like it was from her heart. She said, Barbs, I love you. You guys give me so much support, right? And she said, but I have to stand up for justice. And she talked about the Christians in Nigeria, okay, and how she's, siding with Donald Trump. And it was clear to me that most of her followers are on the left. I'm not on either one. I'm not on either side. That's why her joining forces with Donald Trump don't bother me, because I'm not on either side. Because if Kamala Harris would have been in office and she would have joined forces with Kamala Harris, then a lot of people that's on the right would have looked at her crazy, right? So I'm not on either side. I'm not on the right or the left. So I don't feel any kind of ways about her joining Donald Trump. But a lot of black women are on the left, okay, and they literally canceled Nicki Minaj. Now I see why she just suddenly brought up black women out the blue. I mean, it was just odd. Now I get it. Now I get it. I'm not saying that it was right, but I'm understanding more how that just came up. Like that sounded like some kind of projection. What black women are attacking white women? That sounds like something happened to you, and you're making it seem like these women are attacking white women when really they did something towards you. Okay. Um, yeah, this young lady was on TikTok like, what's going on? What's going on? Everybody's just removing Nicki Minaj's posts and everybody's just, what's going on? I mean, she was in tears. She must be a real Barb because she was in tears. Like, this is a real Nicki Minaj fan. She was in tears watching how the Barbs looked like they might have been canceling her. And so the person who made that video talking about that, it was a black woman. It was Henry and Monique. It's a channel called Henry and Monique. And so Monique was talking about, and they're like a Christian couple, okay? And they're involved in a lot of ministry, okay? And Monique was talking about, it's hard being black. It is so hard being black. She said this, her words, she said, I love being black, but it's so hard. Listen, correction. It's hard being a black woman. Because Kanye West, from day one, has been supporting Donald Trump. And not one person canceled Kanye West. Okay? Ice Cube went to Donald Trump around 2017 with ideas and a plan to see what he was going to do for the black community. Black people were upset at first, but it didn't last long. Snoop Dogg turned his support from the left and started supporting Donald Trump. Not one cancellation from the black community. Nelly, I think, performed at his, what is it, inauguration or whatever. I think it might have been at the inauguration, but Nelly was invited to perform, and he performed, I believe. People complain, but he wasn't canceled. See, black men get away with that. This is what I keep saying about black women. I can't get around the fact that the way that black women treat each other, it's just so hard to get around that. I can see being upset with her because a lot of black women are on the left, and I can see, but they literally cancel her. Not one time did black women cancel Kanye West. Okay? See, black men can support Donald Trump all they want to, but you let a black woman do it, she's canceled. They canceled Chrisette Michele. Chrisette Michele is a singer. For people who don't know, she's an R&B singer. Chrisette Michele, I believe, was it R&B Divas? She was on some reality show, and I think it might have been R&B Divas. I can't remember, but she was on a reality show. Okay, and black people completely canceled Chrisette Michele. But I'm gonna be honest with you, black men don't care that much because most black men turned out for Donald Trump. So that lets me know that black women canceled Chrisette Michele because most black women are on the left. But they would be upset with a black man for being on the right, but they will still support that black man. But you let a black woman do it, they will tear you apart. They will rip you to shreds. Okay? So, anyway, I'm done. It's real late. I just felt like talking about that really quickly because when it's right on my mind, I like to talk about it. I'm not going to hold on to it and think about it and wait till later on to talk about it. It's not that serious. I just feel like talking about things right then and there. But, wow. It's like it keeps bringing me back The minute I want to feel bad for what I say about black women, it keeps bringing me back to what the truth really is. It keeps bringing me back to what the reality really is when it comes to black women and how they treat each other. Like, it was so easy to cancel Nicki Minaj. It was so easy, just the way they cancel. Like, BET, like, Chrisette Michele was blackballed. She was blackballed because she performed at the inauguration. But ain't nobody cancel Nelly. Ain't nobody cancel Snoop Dogg. Ain't nobody canceling Kanye West. So when Monique talked about how it's hard to be black, and it's hard to be a black woman, because other black women, you have to walk on eggshells when it comes to other black women. You cannot support Trump. You cannot be, as a black woman, you absolutely cannot support Trump. They will cancel you. Now, a black man can do it all day long, but a black woman, you do not have the freedom. You are in a box. You are in a box. You cannot, if you go outside the box that the black community put you in, you're canceled. But the black man can go outside the box all he feel like it, but a black woman cannot do it. And that's why I say what I say. Black women cannot be free. And it's mostly black women that want to keep other black women in the barrel. Every time I get to saying that maybe I should change the way I feel, here we come again. Here we come again. Reality slapped me in the face when it comes to black women. Every time I feel like maybe I shouldn't say this, maybe I need to change the way I think, reality keeps slapping me in the face when it comes to black women. Black men ain't canceling Nicki Minaj. Black men ain't canceling Chrisette Michele because most of them voted for Trump. Okay? So anyway, that is it, and I will talk later. Thank you for YouTube people who like the video and who's up this late watching. But anyway, thank you. Talk to you later.